Yo, what's good YouTube? VISHBEGAMIN. Today I wanted to show you guys how to make the best Donovan Mitchell build on NBA 2K26 Next Gen. I know the Cavs are off to a rough start, but I mean that's kind of like due to the fact that Darius Garland has only played 9 games so far, and whenever he's injured, I mean it pretty much cost them the playoffs against the Pacers, as well as numerous other players being injured in that series. But this whole start to the season, he hasn't been much of availability. So Donovan Mitchell's been taking over in the scoring. He's showing what it's like, if they're not all there together as a team, because Mobley's doing the same thing, Allen's putting up the same numbers, but Donovan Mitchell, he's been putting up just 31, 6 and 5. And that's as of right now, if he keeps up that pace, that would be a career high in points for him. But I feel like if Darius Garland comes back sooner, and they just pick up where they left off from last season, and then they stay healthy all the way together in the playoffs, they could make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, let alone NBA Finals. So but yeah, 6-3 builds are pretty cool. I think they got this build. I'm gonna make it kind of unique, give it some much better physicals, much crazier finishing and better shooting and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in how I go about this build, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is name him Donovan Mitchell, make him right-handed, jersey number 45. Gonna put him in the shooting guard position. If you want to just be, a point guard due to the height of him being 6'3", I mean, you can for sure, but I'm making this a Donovan Mitchell build. He plays shooting guard. That's how his play style is. The weight, we're going to make it 215. So that way you can get 84, 85 strength or 83 strength, depending on what kind of badges and stats you're going for. Wingspan, his wingspan is 6'10". But I mean, as a small guard like this, you want to get as decent amount of shooting as you possibly can. I went for 6'7", so that way you can still look like you kind of have a long wingspan while still getting all gold shooting badges. So first thing we're gonna do, since you're 6'3", you have just enough of a height to get paint prodigy. That's the one big advantage in terms of finishing wise that 6'3" builds got over 6'2", is that they can have paint prodigy. So we're gonna make it 94, so that way you can get gold paint prodigy. You can add +2 over here to eventually get it to Hall of Fame, or at +5 to get 99. I'd say probably just go +2. 99 isn't all that necessary. You want to save that for other important stats, like the driving layup over here. We're also putting that at 94. You might think this is overboard, but they go hand in hand together. The layup mixmaster isn't as great as it used to be, but having it at 99 will still give you legend layup mixmaster, and then you can use your max +2 somewhere else, like on paint prodigy. So you might not even have to use stats over there. You could use a max +2 to make it legend there, or if you go 96, you can use a max +1 there. It just kind of depends on how you use your cap breakers. But we're going to have pretty high strength to where you might be able to get Hall of Fame physical finisher. But for now, you can have at the very least gold physical finisher. Then for the driving dunk, we're going to naturally have a 93 driving dunk. So you can have gold posterizer. This build, since Donovan Mitchell has post fade animations, I gave it a 79 post control. So that way you can get gold post fade phenom. The mid-range, I put it at 89, so you can have gold set shot specialist at the start. But this is where you should put your first +5 cap breakers. This is probably the most important spot to put it in, because this will make your badges go from silver to all gold shooting badges, including mini marksman, and getting your set shot specialist to Hall of Fame. The 3-ball, I put it at 90. So that way you can, have takeover advantages. If you want to get, gold limitless range, you could try to lower the wingspan and try to even eventually go for a 96 mid-range and a 93 3-ball. But I'm just trying to make it as accurate to Donovan Mitchell as possible. So I put it at 90. I think that silver is already pretty good. You'll get gold shooting badges with the 94 mid-range, and the set shot specialist being Hall of Fame will translate towards the 3-ball. Free throw, I would have liked it a little bit higher, but 86 is still pretty solid. Then the ball handle, I put it at 85. 2K had it at 90, so you do have the option to get 90 eventually with 5 cap breakers. Or if you feel like you can work with 85 to 86, you could just use 1 cap breaker to get the silver ankle assassin. Speed with ball, I also do this strategy right here normally to put it at 85, and then use 1 cap breaker here. But I don't know. I didn't really have any other spots to put stuff in, so I just went ahead and put it at 86. So that way you can get it to gold lightning launch. But also, I did this so since it's a smaller guard build, you have that +5 option to eventually get 91 speed with ball for Hall of Fame lightning launch, and this will give you like more dribble styles to work with. Perimeter defense, he's an average defender. Defense sucks on this game anyways, but you got it here as an option. So 74 perimeter defense, so you can have some bronze defensive badges. Steals, I feel like it's just really easy to come by. Block isn't necessary because I mean you're 6'3". What's the point? The agility, I put it at 77. Since you have an 85 to 86 speed, might as well go for a 77 agility to get the gold off ball pest. I mean gold slippery off ball. I don't know why I said off ball pest. My bad. Strength, going with 84, so you can get the Hall of Fame strong handle. 83 will give you a Hall of Fame physical finisher if you go for a 96 driving layup. That's why I put the driving layup at 94 at default. And then the vertical, I put it at 80, so that way you can match the requirement to get gold posterizer. And then I had no other stat to put this at, so I just put it on standing dunk to make that 39. So yeah, there you have it right here. This is a pretty crazy 6'3" build. Obviously, like if you wanted just a better shooting build, like you would lower the wingspan and just focus more on that. But you have really cracked out finishing from layups to dunks to standing layups, while having great shooting from the mid-range and 3-ball. You got great ball handle if you can get your cap breakers up there eventually. You know, I mean, depending on what you're kind of going for your play style, you really can't go wrong with finishing or shooting as your build specialization. Kind of just depends on what you have done or what your play style is. Like if you want to go for better post phase, put it on shooting. If you want, you know, better finishing with the layup mix master or paint prodigy, put it on finishing. When I first made this on launch, like it had, I don't know why they changed the shades up all the time, but I swear Donovan Mitchell popped up on shades up like number 2 or 1. But Anthony Edwards, Vince Carter popped up. You still get a pretty cool name with Crappy Walking Bucket. That's how I would go about making a Donovan Mitchell build. So yeah, if you like the build video, please drop a like. I post build videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I also go live on Twitch 3 times a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and sometimes even Saturdays, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, I'll catch y'all on the next build video. Peace.